Welcome back to the channel. It's time to modify our cars.
Because Chris's car on the dyno was absolutely awful. But my little cherub was absolutely great, but it can be faster. First, we're going to start with Chris's Mini because somebody thought they were doing really well by putting this carbon filter on here, but it's definitely not helping the performance. So we're going to change it for this nice RamAir unit, and we're going to show you that right now. No one wants to see me read instructions. This is taking the old shit out. Remove the two rubber feet of the gasket and the ECU from the airbox. Oh.
Apparently this is just floating around from the old...
This bolt's in here somewhere, maybe like that. Holds the ECU.
It's rather fancy, isn't it?
It is rather fancy.
What is this box for, Nick?
This is a heat shield box to stop it picking up all the warm air from your engine bay. So there'll be a cold air feed into this, which this is much better than what was on there. We'll compare them in a minute. Ah, that's going to go on there.
Ah, so you take that off from this dodgy screw.
That dodgy screw, the reason that dodgy screw won't stay at anything is because it's not meant to stay at anything.
Cable.
What cable? This cable.
The ECU cable that you're currently cutting off with the metal bit.
Where's the other one?
Oh,
it's here. Okay, I'm going in the front. Why, is this part important?
Nah, I don't think a car really needs an ECU, does it? ECU, whatever you call it.
Nah, it'll run about it. Oh, don't tell me. God, that'll fit in there. What has been thought about. That's that.
Doesn't rattle, it's got ECU held in, everything.
It's fancy. And now, for the other bit that the old one never had, a pickup pipe that actually goes into the front. Ta-da! Now this is all fitted, you can see the difference in quality between what RamAir have produced that holds the VCU in the battery terminal to this hunk of junk that was in there.
Put your tongue away.
Look at that.
They're not torqued, are they? What are you doing?
Nothing, the ramp is
Like
just...
whale noises from over there.
It's the ramp, it sounds like whale sex.
Next thing we're going to do is Supercharger pulley from
KAVS.
Lithuanian company.
Yeah, they're based in Lithuania.
So this is 17%. We didn't want to go any more than that because, to be honest, it's going to be pushing these too hard and they get bloody hot when you push them. So we're doing 17% reduction pulley and new belt because obviously reduction, and even tuning are giving me the tools to pull the pulley off. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a hockey stick in, we're going to release, pull the old belt off, drop the mount off on the bottom, and then we're going to get our jack in and start jacking this thing up. It's alley into alley in the steel bolt.
Oh yeah, dissimilar metal corrosion.
Yep. Some big words for us, aren't they? What are you laughing for? Now the engine mounts off, we're going to jack this up so we can gain access with this tool. As you can see, we're bolting this on, we're tightening it up, and by tightening it up, we're basically pulling the pulley off to put the new one on. One non-reduction supercharger pulley. If you overlay them, you can see the difference. Now this has got a little metal bit that goes on, so that's going to go on, and then you put this on and do it up, and as you do this up in the back of here, there's like a taper, so it'll close up these little tiny slits onto the bit that was press fitted on. Literally like that.
No, just keep tightening the top one, just spin it, tighten the next one.
We have our KAVS Supercharger pulley now on there, so it's time to get the rather tired looking tensioner back on and then work out what way the belt went.
So at the front, you're going round the compressor up to the alternator, down round the idler, then back up to the supercharger, and then it goes all the way around that weird thing.
Yep.
And then it should be tighter. On?
Yep. Nick, that is definitely not a factory fitted intercooler.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it says the words AlliSport on it.
Fine. For that, I better come clean, okay? I did take the car to AlliSport and had a custom intercooler built for it because it's very important to keep your temperatures cool when you're up in the boost. It get hotter because apparently the turbo can be like 900 degrees and all that stuff.
Is that right, is it?
It is. So let's cut to that lovely day that I spent at AlliSport whilst they made the intercooler for this vehicle. Here we are at AlliSport, and we're here to follow the process of how they make a custom intercooler for the TT, which means we can get rid of these little things, which I had 2 of. And they are going to make me a big front mount intercooler for this, which is not only going to be a one-off for this, they are going to put it in production for anybody else who is looking to get a big front mount intercooler to make their TT a higher power. Now it's time to go follow the process and see how it comes from an idea in Andrew's head to an intercooler that can be bolted to the front of my car. How do you go from the idea to intercooler? What are all the steps along the way that people don't really understand, I suppose, or people don't know of? There's definitely things missed when people open up a box and they go, oh, nice aluminium intercooler. It doesn't come like that, does it?
People will look at some of the eBay specials from China and think, oh, nice big shiny intercooler for like 150 quid with all the pipes and everything. And it's not just about the size of the intercooler and the look of it, you know, it's about the performance. So we have developed the internal fins for the intercoolers over many years. So these are different types of intercooler tube and fin. So this is the bit that really differentiates the different types of core design. So I don't have any that would be similar to sort of the Chinese ones, but that's an extruded tube.
Yeah.
So that has, you can see through it quite easily all the way through. So you get the air flows through it very easily, but you want it to roll around. You want the air to roll around and touch as much of the surface area as possible to dissipate the heat. So that's very strong, but actually not that efficient. So we do an internal fin, and there's lots of different types of fin. We use a louvered fin, and the louvering, which you can see.
Is that what's in this one here?
Yeah, yeah. So you can see all of the foil is louvered when it's rolled. So that again is to do with the air rolling around, and then you can have different types. That's a slightly different type of internal fin. That's an oil fin, slightly smaller.
Yeah, so this one sends the air all up and down across it.
Yeah. That's another, there's all sorts of different types of them. But it's quite, that starts off with a sheet, I think it's 0.3 of a mil.
So tin foil.
Yeah, literally, it's on a massive roll and it just draws it off. Depending on the type of it, they're quite clever machines really. They kind of double fold them back on themselves and then they press the louvers into them.
And that's a piece that's inside.
Yeah.
See, I never thought the idea of an intercooler was to slow the air or cause disruption, because
it doesn't make sense initially.
No, because like on the Audi, for example, like I've got a different turbo inlet because the factory one has like ribs in it. It makes the air tumble, it slows it down, and people are always really funny about anything that causes turbulence. And then
in this case, you're actually trying to create turbulence. Yeah.
Overlooked things is the core. That's one thing that no one would look at and go, oh, that's perfect core.
There are intercooler cores that are made like this, and this is called bar and plate.
Layered up, yeah.
So they're super strong, but if you, that's not
I heard you put it down.
So what we were talking about earlier about dyno runs and this type of core, this is the type of core that will give the appearance of being quite efficient, because the first dyno run will soak the heat into it.
Because it's so thick. The
Yeah,
material.
so if you wait and then do it again, it would soak the heat into it. But if you, in reality and real driving terms, you're not doing a single pull. You're on and off the thing all the time. We've done intercooler kits with 2 or 3 intercooler cores, and it can work, but the restriction tends to come from poor pipe work, really. So the lag will often be reduced, like in this case, because you've got 2 poor intercoolers and poor pipe work. So having one bigger intercooler will reduce the lag because it's that much more efficient.
So I bought the car to you. Obviously, you've taken the bumper off and looked at what's there. From that moment when I left you with the car, where did it start?
Start off with the size of the core in the space and take some measurements, sketch it up, just pen and ink, sketch it up, and then the next stage would be to make some templates. With pipe work, you need a fixed end to work from, otherwise you're kind of floating in midair.
So you need the end that already exists on the car.
Yeah, so in this case we started with the end that was already there, and I've tried to make it so that you can use the original connections or a standard off-the-shelf silicone hose kit, which from the principle drawing it in SolidWorks.
Yeah. So
then we've proven it in SolidWorks and then turned that into a slightly different file to use with our CNC turret punch. So we then stamp one out and then fold it again, and that was the first one that we sort of tacked together. It's pretty similar to the sketch that I first made. We're pretty much there, really.
Yeah.
So.
Cool. Well, we'll have a look at the finished product then. Look at that down in there. Look how shiny it is. Chris is going to be very, very, very upset. What do you think?
I think we can make him a bit happier.
Oh, what? What's that for?
That's for some scrappy old Mini.
Oh, right, okay. So this is for Chris's car, a gift that I have to take back to him, but we could lose it along the way, maybe. Thank you so much for everything you've done.
You're welcome.
It's been great.
No, thank you.
And now you've got another car to your list.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to buy one, though.
No, definitely not. That's why you use this one. Right, let's get back and let's deliver this to Chris.
Well, that doesn't seem very fair, does it, Nick?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I told Andrew at AlliSport how much you're going to whine and moan about how I got something and you didn't, and because we're brothers, it's always got to be equal and everyone's got to have the same.
Is that right, is it?
So he was kind enough to give me this for you.
Oh, look at that.
A present.
It's Diddy.
From AlliSport. It's Diddy up to mine, but your car has barely any power, so...
Should we get this fitted?
Let's do it.
Can you stop wiggling it?
Pull it up. Oh, look at that.
How much oil's in there? Not too much.
Doesn't look that bad. But remember, this apparently been rebuilt, this Supercharger. Just like it has an uprated pulley.
Yeah, sounds like it. So one thing we are going to do whilst we're doing this is we're going to fit a new set of spark plugs, because it's all about the spark and the air and the fuel.
Oh, it's something to do with cooler spark plugs or something. It's something to do with that pulley you've got.
And something else we have to do in future episodes is replace these injectors with probably some bigger ones, but I haven't bought any yet.
They look easy.
So maybe we'll deal with that later on.
We will.
Right, let's do spark plugs whilst we're here.
This one is
Twizzly
not...
twizzly. Oh, I think I might find some of my oil leaks.
It's definitely a rocker then.
Second rocker cover gasket is leaking on
Try
this.
and pull that one out without ripping it apart. It's ruined.
Well, I think you've already ripped it
Because
apart.
under the intercooler, I think it's really hot or something.
Yeah, must do.
Like surgical pliers.
Yeah. There we go.
That's the job, eh?
Beautiful. Can you get out of it?
You little butt grabber. Woohoo. See if I'm going to do it with this. Shall I? Oh, look at that. Why are these got 4 sparky points? Oh my God, where's the thing gone at the end of it?
Oh, it's missing its nib.
Well, there's no pokey out nib bit.
Oh, there's a lot of oil in there.
Flipping heck. Look at the amount of oil on that.
I'd say the rock cover gasket's definitely leaking.
Stop it. Get your little weird
We've got our new
finger.
toy from a company I cannot pronounce, but I'll just do that.
Hang on, I'll do it. KAVS.
Yeah. But as we had issues with the spark pluggy things, I figured
That one was the dirty one. I wouldn't put it in there.
Okay, we'll put in that one. We'll have a quick peek, shall we? Oh, look at that.
Wow, that is grubby. Go all the way through.
I don't think I can.
Yeah. Oh, don't hit the oil.
Oh, look at that.
Right, can you go down further? And then now you can like look around in there.
I might lose it in the. It's a bit tight.
Oh, well, don't get it stuck then. Oh, let me see your cylinders. That's the top of your piston. No holes.
Shit, you got a bit stuck.
Fire in the hole! You don't have a socket that has rubber in it, so as long as you don't cross-thread them, we'll be fine. Bombs away!
Well, this one's not doing up.
Well, don't keep spinning it.
Oh, there it goes, done up.
You sure?
Yeah.
Top spec, cross-threaded,
Oh,
tight.
I don't want to go that tight.
Do you want to say it?
No.
Fire in the hole!
It's like worms when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Now, let's get back to the intercooler bit. So these, just put them on there first.
Those are them.
Yeah, that'll work. Go in.
Well, that's the intercooler fitted. Thank you so much for watching this episode. We've got some cool stuff done to the cars, haven't we?
We have, yes.
And next time we need to get on the TT and do our EBC brakes
Yeah,
and
brakes.
your max peeling rods.
Suspension, yeah.
Very cheap suspension.
Brakes and suspension, because that's the only way it's going to keep up around the corners. So.
And then we're off to Avon Tuning to see how much power we can get out of the Mini and the TT with their upgrades.
Yes, hopefully a lot better than they done last time.
Hopefully. So thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again soon.